Wait a minute, Mr. Chairman. What planet did you just parachute in from?
No. Hey, guys.
You trigger my gag reflex, Mr. Beer.
So we got a process here, and it's good to know you don't have an agenda.
A sitting United States Senator just told a congressional witness, on camera, on the record, that he triggers his gag reflex. And the witness had the nerve to sit there and defend calling Republican immigration policy ethnic cleansing. Stay with me to the end, because what unfolds in this hearing room is one of the most revealing moments of political theater you will see all year. And I am going to break down every single second of it. Like and subscribe before we get into this, because this is a kind of content that platforms do not want going viral.
Mr. Duke, you worked for President Biden and Vice President Harris, didn't you?
Yes.
And I listened carefully to your testimony today. You expressed, you offered the opinion that the One Big Beautiful Bill is terrible in part because it will cause deficits. Is that right?
Yes.
Isn't it a fact that the profligacy of President Biden caused 9% inflation in America?
No.
Okay. Isn't it a fact that if President Biden had discovered life on Mars when he was president, he would have immediately sent it money?
I don't believe so.
Oh, you don't? Okay. Well, I appreciate your newly found fiscal conservatism. Mr. Beer, you seem to be a very smart guy, and you seem to be a nice enough guy.
Thank you, Senator. You seem smart as well.
Jack.
Don't.
That was the chairman, not me.
Don't you think your hyperbolic statements undermine your credibility?
What hyperbolic statement did I make?
On February the 11th, 2026, you posted on Bluesky, quote, my words, or your words, not mine. The Democrats' video telling service members to ignore illegal orders didn't go far enough. They should have also urged them to refuse unethical orders, whether illegal or not. There are many things deemed legal that are still obviously unethical, and everyone should hold themselves to this higher law, end quote. Did I read that correctly?
I believe you did. Do you disagree with it? You think people should do unethical things in their capacity?
On December the 31st of 2025, you posted in front of God.
But wait. Do you disagree with what I said?
Let me finish my question.
I'm sorry.
Answered, sir.
Sure.
In front of God and country, you said, quote, they, referring to Republicans, think they can troll their way into us accepting ethnic cleansing, end quote. Your words, not mine. Did I read that correctly?
That was in regard to a Department of Homeland Security post about advocating 100 million deportations. That is what DHS has tweeted from their own account. 100 million deportations would be ethnic cleansing. You would be removing 1/3 of the country. So, yes, there are people within the Department of Homeland Security.
And you don't think this is hyperbolic? Give me 30 more seconds.
I think advocating 100 million deportations is
I'm having fun here,
ethnic
Mr. Chairman.
cleansing.
On February 5th, you said the following on Bluesky.
Your time is up.
These are all good, but there's no enforcement mechanism. I'm sorry. Let me try a better one. On March 2nd, you said, quote, if you rule against Trump's population purge agenda, no hyperbole there, the nativists will name you, threaten you, and come after you. These judges are much braver than the ICE agents who hide behind masks while violating the Constitution.
They are much braver. They put their names on their rulings, and they stand behind their their constitutional rulings. When I talk about population purge, I'm talking about the fact that they're trying to deport U.S.-born citizens, people born here. They are trying to deport them as well. So it's not a mass deportation agenda. It is also an agenda intended to reduce the population of the United States, including U.S.-born people.
Thank you.
These are not hyperbolic statements. I appreciate you reading my account. I appreciate
Here's
your
the good
research.
news.
What planet did you just, wait a minute, Mr. Chairman,
Wait.
what planet did you just parachute in from?
No. Hey, guys.
You trigger my gag reflex, Mr. Beer.
So we got a process here, and it's good to know you don't have an agenda. Senator King.
Mr. Chair, thanks for doing this.
There's a moment in every congressional hearing where the mask slips, where the prepared talking points run out, the composure cracks, and you see exactly who somebody really is. That moment happened recently in the United States Senate, and if you blinked, you missed it. Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana sat across from a witness named Mr. Duke, a man who previously worked for both President Biden and Vice President Harris. And from the very first exchange, it became clear that this was not going to be a standard back and forth. Kennedy opened with a simple question. Did this man believe that the Biden administration spending contributed to the 9% inflation that crushed American families? The answer was no. Flat no. No qualification. No nuance. No acknowledgement that energy prices, supply chain policy, and historic deficit spending had any role whatsoever in what economists across the political spectrum have acknowledged was a serious inflation crisis. That answer alone tells you everything you need to know about what kind of witness this was. But the hearing did not stop there. Kennedy then shifted to another witness, referred to throughout the exchange as Mr. B, and began reading directly from that man's public social media posts. Now here's where this gets instructive, because these were not old posts dug up from a decade ago. These were recent, and the language in them was not subtle. One post suggested that a Democratic video urging service members to ignore illegal orders did not go far enough, and that soldiers should refuse what the poster called unethical orders even when those orders are technically legal. Think about what that is actually saying. That is a civilian appearing before the United States Senate, who is on record encouraging members of the military to substitute their personal moral judgment for the chain of command. That is not political commentary. That is a serious statement with serious implications. Then Kennedy read another post. This one accused Republicans of, and I am quoting directly here, trolling their way into getting people to accept ethnic cleansing. When pressed, the witness did not back down. He defended it by claiming the Department of Homeland Security had posted about 100 million deportations, and that deporting 100 million people would constitute ethnic cleansing because it would represent roughly 1/3 of the country's population. Now let us be precise about numbers here, because precision matters. Every credible estimate of the undocumented population in the United States, whether you use the older figures from a decade ago or the newer revised estimates, puts that number somewhere between 12 million and 35 million people. Not 100 million. There is no serious study, no credible data source, no reputable institution of any political leaning that has ever placed the undocumented population anywhere near 100 million. So the foundation of the entire ethnic cleansing argument collapses the moment you apply a basic fact check to it. Kennedy's third post read into the record used the phrase population purge agenda. The witness again defended it, arguing that because the administration had discussed deporting some individuals born on American soil in specific legal contexts involving citizenship disputes, the entire enforcement effort qualified as a population reduction campaign. That is a significant logical leap dressed up as moral clarity. Here is what I want you to take away from this, and I want you to think about it carefully regardless of where you fall politically. When someone uses maximalist language, phrases like ethnic cleansing and population purge in a formal setting while under oath, they are making a choice. They are choosing to frame a policy disagreement as a crime against humanity. And once you frame it that way, you are no longer in the territory of debate. You have moved into something else entirely. You have declared the other side not just wrong, but evil. And when you do that, compromise becomes impossible, dialogue becomes impossible, and the only outcome left is conflict. Senator Kennedy's response, that this witness triggered his gag reflex, was pointed. It was theatrical. But it was also a direct mirror being held up to someone who had spent a hearing doing the very thing he accused Republicans of doing, which is using extreme language to shut down legitimate conversation rather than advance it. The SAVE Act, which came up briefly, is a piece of legislation that deals with voter eligibility verification. Whether you support it or oppose it, the conversation around it deserves to be had with accurate numbers, accurate language, and honest engagement. What we saw in this hearing was not that. What we saw was a man who had already decided what the story was before he walked through the door, and who was going to make the facts fit that story no matter what Senator Kennedy read from the record. That is the part that should concern every American regardless of party. Because when testimony before the United States Senate becomes indistinguishable from a social media post, we have a problem that goes well beyond any one piece of legislation. Senator Kennedy knows how to hold a mirror up. He did it here. Whether or not it changes, anything remains to be seen. But the exchange is on the record, the posts are on the record, and the numbers are what they are. That is the story. Make of it what you will.